Alright, welcome to my poor voiced over aim trainer guide for Warzone. So I first started playing Warzone I think in season 3 of Modern Warfare. It was my first online first person shooter game. And after playing for a while I quickly came to realize that my aim was mediocre at a stretch. So I decided to look into an aim trainer so that I could maybe catch up to some of you veterans who have been playing online first person shooters for 10 years already. So Kovaaks aim trainer is one of the most popular and highly rated aim trainers out there. So I decided to buy that one. It's fairly cheap on Steam. There are also some free options like Aim Trainer, I think it's called, which is it's also really good. But Kovaaks is the one I got first, so it's the one I've used. So Warzone is a very tracking focused game with your full auto weapons, slightly longer time to kill. You have to stay on target for quite a while to kill someone, compared to other games where the goal is to just headshot someone and then every gun one shots to the head. So I put together a basic playlist after doing some research on some good scenarios to play that's mostly tracking focused. So the first exercise is close long strafes. This has really helped my close quarters combat in Warzone. As I'm sure many of you know, controller players really have the advantage when it comes to close quarters combat. With a mouse, it takes a lot of arm movement to track someone that close because they can easily move 90 degrees past you almost instantly, especially with a slide and jump and all the other cracked up movement that you see. That's how I often struggled playing Rebirth Island because it's mostly close quarters combat, so this has really helped me get better at that. But this is actually a lot harder than it looks. I remember watching videos of this and seeing people track that and thinking, oh, that's pretty easy, I could do that. And I see that I actually get only a fifth of their score, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm actually a lot worse than I thought I was. So it's difficult because the bot changes directions very often and very quickly. So you first have to react, and your brain has to realize, oh damn, the bot has moved, it's going the other direction. So that once that reaction time is taken into account, you need to flick over to the target to get back on target and then still start tracking it in the direction it's moving at the same speed as the target. And by the time you've done all that, it's changed directions again. So this one has been tough, but I think I've made some good ground on it. If you look at that, 76th percentile, I'm now solidly in the top half of PC players. Yeah, when I first started most of these exercises, I was bottom 20 in some exercises and bottom 30 in some. I think my best exercises I was bottom 40%, so top 60. The next exercises is XY long strafe, so you're just tracking a sphere that moves around in up, down, and left, right. So this really helps your long range tracking in Warzone. So it's further away, it's smaller movements, more precise tracking. But it's got the same difficulties as the previous exercise where it changes directions often and that reaction time needs to be improved in order to do well. The next exercise I've put in is vertical long strafes. So this really helps with the paratroopers when you jump out of the plane and you want to shoot someone out of the air, or when you're on ground and they're coming out of the air directly towards you. That helps a lot with that as well. Because as you fall past someone in the air, you have to track upwards really quickly and accurately in order to keep your shots on target. It also really helps if somebody jumps off of a short building in front of you. You need to track them as they're moving down towards the floor. This game mode has a little bit of a glitch where the ball sometimes gets stuck vertically trying to move further up and it can't. So it'll sit there for like 3-4 seconds at a time constantly. and that's where the high scores usually come from because it's very easy to track a target that doesn't move. So, and then to try and beat that high score is often a challenge because you have to get a lot better at tracking in order to make up for the advantage you got from a glitch. Yeah, here you can see I've almost beaten my previous high score, which was one of those ones where the ball got stuck there for a few seconds and really upped my accuracy. My previous high score before that was, I mean, I was getting around 11,000 on the scores. So you can see how much of a difference that one glitchy round makes. You get a much higher score that's much higher than what represents your actual ability. Okay, the next exercise is quite a popular one. One wall, six targets. So it's just got six little balls on a wall that you must shoot. You just have to click on them. And then every time you click one, a new one spawns. So this has really helped my sniping because you it trains you to get onto target as quickly as possible. So when I see someone in Warzone, I can flick over to them really quickly, and then I only have a small fine adjustment to do to line up the headshot. And if you can get onto target much quicker than an enemy sniper, then you are most likely going to win that. Especially if you can like slide and jump and then aim at them, and then you can do all of that quicker than they can just move over to get to where your head is, then you had a huge advantage. For this exercise, speed is important, yes, to get to the next target, but if you go too fast and your accuracy goes down, then your score really suffers because it multiplies your final score. Your final score is the number of targets you hit multiplied by your accuracy. So if your accuracy was only 50%, then your final score is halved. So rather just take it a little bit slower and make sure you keep your accuracy above 90% if possible. Yes, today was a really good day for the high scores. I think I got a high score in what, four out of the six exercises today. Yeah, so I'm in the 61st percentile now. When I first started this exercises, my scores were like in the 70s. So I've made a lot of headway with this. And then my accuracy for this round was 95%. So when I first started thinking that my aim was okay, but really not good, it was a bit demotivating when you get a score of 70 and then you see the median score is 117 and you're in the bottom 20%. Bit of a wake up call. This next exercise, the LG Pin Practice 360, it's quite a nice exercise because it puts together your bit of close and then slightly further range tracking, and then it's vertical tracking and left right tracking because the targets are jumping around. I found this one the trick: when you shoot them they start moving backwards, so if you pin them in the corners like this, then it's only vertical tracking and then it's a lot easier. For this exercise it's also really important to switch targets quickly so that you're not wasting time. So it's where the one wall six targets training really comes in, because I can get to the next target very quickly. And also if there's no targets on your screen, you can hear where they spawn and then flick around to them. Yeah, the next exercise is a variation of a very popular exercise on Kovaaks, Tile Frenzy. But Tile Frenzy, the normal one, is it's like long range and then you're making small flicks. But I find that wasn't as beneficial to Warzone as the variation I've chosen here, which is the 180 degrees and strafing. So the targets are moving and within a 180-degree field of view. So it really helps me with my target acquisition, being able to make big movements to get to the next target quickly and accurately. So for all of these scenarios, I usually do 2 runs of each exercise. I've only shown one here, obviously, because the video would get really long, and I'm sure you get the point after watching a whole minute of each exercise. So yeah, those are the exercises I use to improve my Warzone aim. It has really helped a lot. My KD has gone up substantially. Unfortunately, playing in South Africa, I often can't get Battle Royale lobbies because everyone's either playing Rebirth or Plunder. But I mean, in Plunder, my KD sits at usually 4 or 5. Sometimes my weekly KD often sits at 6. So this has really helped. And then in Battle Royale, the few games that I have played, my KD I think is on a 1.7 or 1.8. So not bad, could be better, but decent. High enough to have fun in the mode anyway.